SMALLAND have just released a brand new update and it's gone live today, the Taming update. It should be live on Steam. I'm presuming it's going to be live on Xbox and PlayStation as well. Maybe it will be a couple of days. But either way, it's a huge update and I've got to say, it's good stuff. I've been pretty critical of SMALLAND ever since its 1.0 release, which I felt ended up being quite rushed. And blatantly, lots of this stuff should have been in it when it launched. But eventually you've got to recognise what they're doing since, and the updates that they've added are finally starting to turn a corner. They added crafting time in their last update, which wasn't that popular, but they added more options so you can adjust and customise it and pretty much turn it off if you don't want that. And with this update, they're adding over 38 brand new creatures available to be tamed. Literally every creature almost in SMALLAND you'll now be able to go ahead, tame and utilise in some way. You'll also be taking a little bit of a leaf from Power World's book and be able to take a party of creatures with you now. It's really good stuff. I'm going to break it down quickly. The video does a really good job anyway, so shout out to the SMALLAND's community manager here. I'll give some more thoughts about it and I'll probably do some guides showcasing some new stuff. I think it's about time we returned and maybe did or finish off some of the stuff I didn't get to do because I did find the 1.0 update just not that enjoyable. So you'll be taming creatures with these brand new traps. It's the same method as before, that you can beat them in submission and then basically put the trap down and it will make things quicker. Otherwise you can put the traps down without beating them up, but that will take longer. There is a new bond system. You've got to basically pet your creature, feed them nicely, and they'll do more damage and take less damage. But don't pet them enough or don't become friendly enough with them and they'll simply leave your side. So I hope there's definitely some more interesting ways to do this, like types of food to feed them to give them more benefits and bonus bonding maybe. But it looks cute. I like this idea as well. It is making it more like Ark or Power World, to that you can go out and capture new creatures, but they'll have different perks, bonuses and buffs on them. There's 15 of these and they're going to generate depending on what creature it is. So it does make it more interesting to go and collect a whole army of creatures to hopefully get the perfect roll of maybe perks on that creature. They've then got parties. So 100 score, and basically smaller creatures will have a smaller number, large creatures a bigger number. And as long as that number doesn't go above 100, then you can take whatever mix of creatures you want with you. So bigger creatures, more powerful ones, they're going to have a higher number, so you might only be able to take 1 or 2 of them. But smaller creatures, you'll be able to take a whole army, like 4 of these ladybugs. Again, another really cool idea. This is definitely what I want to see. New interesting stuff happening. There's going to be 4 tiers of that taming new item trap as well that you'll get from traders. So just go and revisit them if it hasn't popped up directly for you. And they'll basically just increase the speed, I think, of how quickly you can tame them. And then all you've got to do is just put it down, and then a few seconds later, hopefully the creature will be tamed. I've always gone back and forth whether or not I wanted SMALLAND to end up being like Ark, but I think this is great. SMALLAND just doesn't have a lot of more interesting stuff going on in it, so giving us more abilities to get more creatures, I think it makes up for that. If your creature gets knocked out, you've got a chance to revive them with incense, but it still can be killed unless you turn it off in the settings. They've added a new setting that your creature won't be killed anymore, so that's something to bear in mind. If you still get sad about losing your favourite creature, you'll now be able to turn that off completely. There's a known bug with jumping spiders right now, so you want to be careful with that. But otherwise, you know what? Solid update, and this is encouraging me to go and give it another try. They also ended up finishing off the update with a little tease at a new creature incoming, the mantis. Hopefully it won't be too long before we see some of the marsupials that we maybe saw in the trailer from a good few years ago maybe arrive as well. So pretty good stuff. They've got a vlog detailing more details, but otherwise, yeah, I like the sound of this. This is a step in the right direction. I just really found the 1.0 update so strange. They added a whole new crafting way of playing the game after the 1.0 update. They've added a whole brand new taming methods, or at least ways to get more new creatures after the 1.0. And the game was in early access barely a year. It just felt like it was a bit rushed, and this would have generated more hype. SMALLAND did okay, but I don't think it like set the world alight. But if it had all these features in with 1.0, it would have been even bigger and better. That's why also I was kind of grumpy with it, because it didn't make as much of an impact. Because it was just too bare bones, it just didn't have enough stuff. Although they'd been adding updates, not a lot of interesting things. That's why I didn't make any content after its 1.0 release. I was just like, you know what? This feels unfinished. Why am I going to bother making guides and content when everything's going to be changing in the next few months? I've always enjoyed SMALLAND when it came out. I supported it massively in early access. But yeah, I just didn't want to waste time and stuff if it was just not really confident in itself. But yeah, no denying this update's great. I'm definitely going to jump back into it, so look out for more guides and tutorials from me, and who knows, maybe we'll start up a fresh Let's Play, or maybe I'll return to my character and see if we can finally finish off the endgame boss, but also go out and collect a ton of creatures. Let me know what you'd like to see me do, and if this update hasn't arrived on Xbox or PlayStation today, let me know in the comment section and I'll keep you informed when it does. Until next time, ratbags, laters.